Best of 5 for top in the group. Win this one, you get to skip tomorrow. Let's get down to the field and play some Rocket League.
Thank you, Des. Let's talk about it, right? We look at how this series could go. Both these teams come into this with a 2-0 record in the groups, most notably Liquid and Secret, making quick work of Gladiators in Ground Zero. This is the first true test both these teams have, and it's going to have to start through these best of 5s. I mean, Liquid mechanical demons. On the other side, Team Secret, some of the best defense you're going to see in the entire league.
Yeah, absolutely rock solid. In the past 2 majors, statistically, they are the best defensive team coming into this major in Team Secret. They don't allow a whole lot of goals per game. They're a tough nut to crack, and honestly, you may even need some of that physicality that H gave out yesterday, but they want big odds. Give them one on the board.
You're going to have to worry about some of those demos, those bumps that come through the midfield lane, but when you're worried about a corner from the opposite back wall, that counterattack blossoms, and Oski puts away the first goal. Team Liquid striking hot.
Great shot from Oski. Huge start from Team Liquid. Really thought it was going to take a little bit longer than that to crack this tough nut that is Team Secret. They're a difficult team to get the ball by, but insanity can always happen right off the kickoff, and Liquid just want to see how much time they can actually spend over on that Secret side of the pitch. Do they have consistent, strong pressure where they box Secret in and force them to work really hard, or is it this constant exchange in the midfield?
The opening goal would love to slow the post. If you are Team Secret, Sad sneaks it through. Okay. We're looking for the defense for Team Liquid. It wasn't there. Sad was just the better read in the air.
Yeah, he has a lot of time there in the midfield, a whole lot of space as well. Atto trying to go over there and cut it down, and Sad, he just did the work when you gotta have it. You have the space, can you execute? Absolutely, great shot.
Game ones can sometimes be a wash, but we begin the proceedings very quickly. Both teams notching up goal apiece. We'll wait to see how Liquid quick to respond in the counterattack. They win the opening kickoff, and with that, they have fallen through. That third man now pressing up, but possession for the moment, back to Sad. We'll switch over to KV1. He finds it down with a clear lane. Knight putting it on target, and a quick save down to the opposite post. Chronic will have to reach out and extend his fingertips to keep this one alive before another transition for Liquid and an open net for Liquid. It's 2-1.
Really aggressive challenge there from Team Secret in the midfield. They were trying to keep this one a little bit contained and just lost 2 races in a row. You can even see KV1. He realized he was already too late, tried to give it up, and just couldn't make it back in time. That's just great pressure from Liquid. Great movement, having the resources, pushing up at the same time, and finding a way to win a race.
And it's got to be tough, right? You open up with a demo, and you're thinking KV1 creates the man disadvantages. They're 2-1 there, power play for the moment. But very quickly, Team Liquid respond to the action. They call up their best man, and the point runs up the field, finds an open net. KV1 trying to stall out now, and they'll burn a lot of boost to keep this one alive. Oski on your screen underneath. Almost a give and go, but Liquid will slow down the offensive third.
Really like a Chronic there, a lot of patience. Dished into the middle, Oski after having taken a little bit of boost. Trying to reset, but Team Secret could be a dangerous counterattack. You love to see that aggression from Baytown. Way to go out there and fight. He's almost going to score. Nice save from Team Secret getting back in time. Sad, almost caught out.
Count your blessings, moving along. Bumps, bomb. Ball still stays in the orange side of the field. 3:15 to go here in game 1. It's been all of Team Liquid to start, right? You're talking about that 2-man spread. When the triangle offense opens up, that's where Liquid get punishing. The bumps, the demos, the physicality. But Secret have handled it so far. It's been the open nets that have burned them for the moment.
Wow,
and it's been the recovery through the net. Atao is able to find another.
This is a great shot. No questions asked. He gets a lot of space. He's able to dodge a bump in the midfield, but it's a Chronic really getting there in the net, getting in Knight's face, making it as difficult as possible for him to actually make a play on the ball. You can see him just forcing him into the back of the net, and just not enough time to get back to it. Great pressure from Chronic.
Powerful punch, 42 miles per hour on the replay, but a very quick 3-1 lead to start. 2-minute burn here in the best start of this best of 5 in game 1. It's really been all Liquid. We'll see the response now as Team Secret try to slow the play down. They'll bring it towards the sidewall, and KV1 can be dangerous from this angle. Very little boost in the tank. The resources just aren't there. Team Secret have to try again.
They're really going to have to give up a lot of ground here as well. KV1, you need to just buy a little bit of time here in the corner. It does just that. Team Secret should have a pretty decent position now. It's just a matter of, can we make something happen? You can see Knight is playing very conservatively at the midfield line. Wants to make sure that they don't allow this lead to extend, and he almost got caught one more time. Team Liquid probably doing the best job of anybody in recent major history at getting around these Secret players.
Those rotational cuts are deadly. Team Secret have to be ready for it backing at the midfield, right? Controlling that 50-yard line is so crucial in this series. And slowing down the mechanics of Liquid's going to have to be the tall tax they will answer. as the Tau comes from the side wall. Has plenty of boost to burn, gets it right over towards the backboards. Anybody else going to follow up? No. 2 commit, and it's a self-team bump. He'll just leave the ball on his lones him into no man's land. Here we go. Oski playing it through the corner, and we'll wrestle this one back down to the ground. And until we'll try to center it back out, does so, but bumped off the play.
Little double commit from Team Secret as well. It's going to really limit support options here in the midfield, and time starting to become a factor. May start to see Secret bring that third man a little bit closer to that midfield line, try and win a big challenge, and just have more numbers than Liquid. There's a big demo, and it's way wide. It's not way wide. It's a little off the net, but either way, you would have loved to see it go in if you're Secret. You needed it.
I mean, not all demos are the same. You're seeing another one to clear the defensive lane, but no counterattack to start. Team Secret just have the numbers upfield. They haven't been able to get those second touches, those rebounds off the backboard that have worked so well to start their tournament run here. As Oski would try to play close left, but it's quickly denied, and with that, we go back to the midfield. And Chronic looking for the challenge into traffic, does escape, gets possession, circling into the lane. Atal through the crease, cutting it down, but a big demo to slow these numbers. And Oski still stays alive, playing it from the back wall, centers it. Liquid missed the touch. Chronic up next.
Great time wasting here from Liquid. Dumps into the corner, just missed. Could have really extended the lead. Oski trying to keep the pressure going. Trying to keep it as well, and that's a nice punt from KV1. You need to force Liquid out of your own area. You need to find a way to get up the field. Now you got to string a few challenges together if you want a shot.
Game ones can sometimes be a wash, but in these best of fives, they're tough to achieve. You're looking at an opportunity to very quickly jump on the necks of Team Secret, and how difficult that can be to try to swing yourself back into this game momentum, let alone the series as a whole. It can go by very, very fast, and Team Secret still struggling to find an answer here at the start. Might just kill it here. Been burning time for Liquid, and that should do it. It's going to be a game 1 win, regardless of the scoreline says. All blue for the moment, as Liquid will find a 1-0 series lead very, very quickly, and that was relatively clinical.
Yeah, I think relatively clinical is a great way to put it. I mean, they actually don't have a whole lot of shots, only 6, but when you convert half of them, and in general, you're finding ways to move that ball around the midfield, you really can't hate the way that Liquid played this game. It was a great job moving it across, using that width of the pitch to really space out Team Secret, and it helps a lot when you control a little bit more boost as well. And even with a demo advantage over on Team Secret's side, what was that? That's 4-2. Just not able to find enough of those to really prevent Liquid from having that support structure behind them in the midfield and keep that ball over there on the blue side of things. So really nice job from Liquid. You obviously don't have to change anything. The ball's totally over in Secret's court. You're going to have to make some type of adjustment.
I mean, it just feels like, look, you're thinking, okay, maybe the demo play is what helps for Secret, 4-2 for Liquid, but in that instance, right, Secret getting the better of them in the physicality. Regardless, the counterattacks were just a little bit too easy for Liquid. It didn't look like they were getting a lot of contest on that side wall, a lot of space for the likes of Atau and Chronic to find opportunities in the passes, and with that, you started to see that meticulous grind that kind of wears down on Team Secret as the game waned on. They just couldn't find an answer to get back to midfield. Yeah,
and if you're Team Liquid, obviously, once you get that nice, comfortable lead in the midfield, there's no real reason for you not to just smash it down on the other side and say, look, Secret, do you have the mechanics to find a way to get through this? Or can you move the ball horizontally across the pitch to force us to give you space? And then can you identify that space to move the ball back there? It's a very difficult task when Liquid is a team. And just, if you give them up something early, it's surprisingly difficult to come back against a team like Liquid, because they just really won't give you anything.
And there's certainly merit there, right? When you come back down to just an equilibrium for both teams. Let's say the long clears aren't there. Let's say the defense is struggling for both sides. Mechanics v. mechanics, you're going to be looking at Liquid to have that advantage.
You have to. Generally, across the board, I would agree with you. There's a lot of opportunity, and mechanics really do enable you to increase your level of aggression, find ways to constrict more space because you can cover more options faster. That ability to be technically proficient really gives you a lot of options and the ability to really constrict your opponents and force them to respect you. So in general, I'd have to give the edge over to Liquid as well in that department. I'm not going to say by a whole lot, of course, but
sure,
if you look at it, you know, top to bottom, you probably give them 5-10% edge in that area. And more often than not, the game is tight as Rocket League. 5 to 10% edge is plenty.
We hope you've been enjoying the action all day long. If you haven't, you're just joining us, welcome into round 3 of day 2 of the Winter Major here at the Rocket League Championship Series. We've been an absolute banger so far. We expect this one to continue. And off the opening kickoff, Liquid picking up where they left off in game one.
2 in a row now, just under 20 seconds, and they find one on the board that looks like a completely harmless touch. It's out to the sidewall, but you don't have the boost to actually get to the double tap and clear it up the field. You end up coming up a little bit short, and Team Liquid's right there to close the gap on you, go straight towards the net. Everyone on Team Secret thinks they're safe on this clear, and unfortunately could not have been more wrong.
It seems so often that you're just waiting for a Liquid to maybe slow down their pushes to get a little bit off on their cadences, but it just hasn't been there. KV1 trying to pinch it and squeeze it off the top post. It's off the bar. Knight recovers nicely, and that's the response we're looking for.
Great job from KV1, obviously. Way to stick this one right on the bar. He forces the defender to come and respect him, and that's a great recovery from Knight. Yes, obviously you're hoping the first go-around goes to the net, but that's okay. That's why you focus on your landing, get the wheels on the backboard, go back to it. You can still make it happen.
We got a bit of time. There's only still 4 minutes around. We can shave off a couple of seconds. But that's a quick response from Secret, right? You give a bit of a blunder on the defensive end, you come right back down the field, take possession, and force it to Team Liquid. Make them respect you back at that 50-yard line. So far, it really has been the boys in blue, but we stay in the orange half for the moment. Ball will get back to the midfield as Oski will try to clear it. A Chronic, the redirect, leaving it for his teammate. Everybody getting involved on this one. Ball yet to touch the dirt, and Atal will miss just barely looking at that redirect, but a big clear, and Knight's on his lone.
You're gonna do a Chronic, huge block, and there's KV1 to come drive the nail home. You got to appreciate Knight's ability to just stuff this one on the line.
With this much time, you're holding your breath, and luckily your teammates rotate in. KV1 gets the call and punches it through. A lot of time on the clock, and finally, for the first time in this series, granted, still Forbidden Temple Game 2, a 2-1 lead, and a lead at that. Team Secret have something working.
That's unfortunate if you're a Chronic right there. You think you just made one heck of a stop on their dribble, and sometimes they make a good play. Absolutely jammed it right there on the line. Great challenge from Team Secret to keep that one in play. Now if you're Liquid, finally have to make something happen here. First time they haven't had a lead. We'll see, a lot of time left obviously, but can you keep moving that ball effectively and efficiently like you did in game one?
There's been a couple of corner grabs there for Liquid, so resources in the tank if they want to expel some of this and keep this ball alive. We've seen them get very aggressive, almost hyper so. As Oski plays it through the corner, keeping it low to the dirt. KV1 will pop it high, and Knight will get the call, but eventually wins the 50 to try to get back to midfield. Atal now takes 40 in the tank, squeezing it off the backboard, pinches. Oski follows in, and it just carefully decides to roll it way in.
Secret is so close to getting out of this jam. You just see Knight go right over the top of him. Couldn't get that demo, and then again, just missing it on Oski. They're so close to creating that space to find a clear, and Liquid's just getting away from him. Somehow able to close that net. It's a thin margin.
Those are the frustrating goals you give up if you're Secret. You've worked so hard on the defensive end and continued that stat you've had. Remember, this is a team that got top 4 at Rotterdam. They have proven they can go the distance, but Team Liquid is a different beast. They have shown up time and time again during the winter splits, getting our winter regional championship to boot. And Atal going to play it through the corner yet again. We go down to these solo 50s where Atal still wins, and he's 1v2ing through the box. Leaves it up now where a Chronic can push up. Atal now swings in, cuts down the crease, 1v2ing again. Oski will play his part and try to keep this charade going. It has been a revolving door of Liquid to start.
It's all starting because one of the Team Secret players just completely misread the ball as it read up the wall. They just allowed a solid 20 seconds on offense for Team Liquid, and ever since then, Liquid's got their teeth sunk in now, and they just refuse to let go, but finally not the best spread of the field. It's a forced punt from a Chronic, and great support from it. Oh, KV1, much needed touch out of the safety of the sidewall, but now you got to make the subsequent challenges, and Liquid, it's just rock solid at the midfield line, right into the middle, and hello, second save. This one's towards the post and kicked away. Finally, Sadness says, hang on, we need to breathe for a second, get out of here.
Finally, a foot race to the opposite corner. Into the blue half we go. It seems like it's been so long since Secret have found their way upfield. And we burned a lot of time here on Forbidden Temple. Still a tie ball game as Knight will win another 50 and gets it to slowly roll off the back wall. Oski just misses his touch, and now Team Secret start to press. You got Knight working through the corner. Akronis gonna have to fall off to get boost. You're gonna play it high off the backboard, but Atal still finds a way to fly into the play, close this one down, and steal possession right back on a beautiful 50 back up to the other side of the field.
Careful right there. Sadness thinking he was the one who was gonna get that demo, and that's a nasty pop as well. Forces Knight to take this out on an awkward air dribble. Oski just wanted to neutralize the counterattack, throw it into a neutral spot, and Team Secret really not using left and right very much. It's kind of straight back into the teeth of Team Liquid. Gotta be be careful on how you move that ball up the pitch.
Island is always back for Team Secret. They don't want to overcommit. 2 numbers up now for the moment. And if they start to split, you can pick off those one-on-ones. Mechanics alone, Team Liquid are good enough to find the angle and play at the disadvantage. But here comes Oski from the side wall, looking for the pass. Akronic wasn't there, rotating back for boost. He was too much thinking about just the recovery game on the counterattack, but Akronic going to try to burn everything he has, does so. But Team Liquid, yet again, will not find what they're looking for.
Yeah, you need Secret to start recognizing when they've actually got a little bit of space, try and use it. Not really focus too much on possession so much as they are getting it out of a potentially dangerous area on their own half. Your Team Secret, start looking around a little more. That's a great stop, and this is going to be a tough save, and thankfully KV1 able to recover. Only 20 seconds left, though, and while I haven't necessarily liked the approach from Team Secret, it's been enough to keep them in the game.
It's a big touch. It's a big clear as well. There's the demo, trying to clear a lane. Under 10 to play. Maybe this one goes through the corner. Will long clear. Atau's up. And if it touches, it's a bounce. Hold on. Okay. Liquid will kill it on their own side of the field. Everybody breathe, exhale. Now we go to OT.
I just don't even want to mess with that one. Just throw that one down in the corner. If you go for a pass and it gets picked off, all of a sudden you're in trouble. Team Secret. Oh, air dribble bump and follow through as well. Smashed off the backboard.
It's been a pattern right now for Liquid, trying to play through the left side of the field, work the corners, and force the defenders to pull their numbers off the goal line. Then you get lucky with an infield pass and punch it through for a redirect. Team Secret are starting to read it. Now the adjustments have to come through for Liquid. Atau on your screen. Fennec in hand. Will fall back to the midfield. Akronic gets his call. A lot of the boost, a lot in the tank. Octane working forward. Corkscrews to the corner. Liquid trying to fight for this possession and wrestle it out of the jaws of Team Secret. And they might have just done it. Big save to fall 3. Can't let that one slide.
Crazy one to almost concede if you're Team Secret. Very tight support here. Third man coming through, just keep them honest, go right towards the net, try and buy a little time for you guys to finally get set in the midfield. Look at that bump, just throws off that Team Secret timing.
That was a big bump, potentially a clear that could have led to a pass, but the 50's now at midfield for Team Secret. It's Knight, just 1v1ing his way through these defenders. But the clear game just hasn't been strong enough for Secret. They have been stifled on their own side, constantly committing numbers at this, having to swing through the net for these diving saves, as Liquid will still try to find possession, but Team Secret haven't had a sustained drive downfield for offense. Maybe this starts here. KV1 wants to call game, and he goes to the up post. It's quickly saved. Team Liquid survive.
They almost jumped all over it. It was a couple missed plays from Team Liquid, not the best read on the ball, and KV1 trying his best to capitalize, but unfortunately we'll have to look elsewhere. Gives a little stutter step to Oski. Look at that support. Team Liquid, they really are sending 2 deep back, and there's the right idea. Get the ball on the floor, take the space that you're given, and look at him just win it straight through. No! Oh!
You think it can't get any worse. The 50 at midfield, he had numbers up.
Oh.
And no matter how you read that angle, that's going in.
You hate it.
That is a brutal Forbidden Temple loss for Secret, and Team Liquid just do what they have to in the end. The pressure at midfield and that corner play was relentless.
Really well done in general, across the board for Team Liquid, of course. The challenge game, gotta give them the edge across the board for that one. It's the reason that they're getting a lot of extra chances. At midfield has been tough to get through, and again, just like to see Team Secret slow pace of play down a little bit, force Liquid to come and take the ball off them instead of throwing it right back at them and just hoping they have time to reset. That's really the adjustment I'd like to see Team Secret make, and I don't want to watch this Mobile 1 high performance replay, man. I don't want to see KV1 trying to get this to safety and have the nastiest post bounce right back into him. It's just not fair sometimes.
It just felt like they were so close. Team Secret were so close to being able to break out of that monotonous push that Liquid had on the stranglehold the entire game. Through the corners, through the challenges at the midfield, Team Secret finally started to read that excess pressure. And it came down to 150 that just bounces the wrong way on the infield. They're like, oh, I got this, I'm squared up. And all of a sudden it goes between your legs and you're like, how did this get through?
Brutal, brutal, brutal. That's the way it goes sometimes, but Secret not out of it yet, obviously. Kept it, I would say, a much more competitive game than game 1 was, of course. So the adaptation slowly there. Nothing to do, kind of brush it off. Got a long way to go back. The reverse sweep on the table. No reason to get stuck up on it. Just go out and play the next 5 minutes, and you know what you got to do.
And you got to think those positives are that the momentum's starting to swing maybe back a little bit for Team Secret. They have made adjustments. They fixed some of their mistakes in game 1. Much closer affair there in game 2. But we'll see how the kickoff goes in the opening points And as Sadness tried to keep this one moving, Knight gonna pop it shallow. Gonna go off the opposite post. Back wall.
Oh, nice
shot. Quick goal. KV1 starts things off hot.
Great job. This time they identified it for space. You can see Knight, he looks, there's an open spot on the backboard, and he stretches it to go get his own pass off the wall to throw it back into the middle, really crisscross these Liquid defenders, and KV1, great vision, understanding the Liquid's absolutely frozen on the goal line, picks the great spot in the net.
If there's ever a way to respond going into game 3, that's probably how you want to start.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, the reverse sweep, totally possible. Liquid, one of the tougher teams you're going to have to do it against. You're going to have to slow those mechanics. As Atal way off the backboard, and that is a great diving save to keep this one at a 1-0 ball game.
Great recovery again. Team Secret understanding just because you missed it the first time around doesn't mean you can give up on the play. Get those wheels stuck on and reset your position, and that enables them to make a nice save right there and keep their early lead. See if they can hang on to it now. 4 minutes is a long time to go.
And if you're Team Liquid going into this, you're going to keep doing what you did in game 2. Constantly send numbers up to challenge those 50s. It worked out. There's no reason you shouldn't try it again.
Yeah.
Big bump from Sad and a closing clear from Acronic will keep this one alive.
You mentioned it. Liquid really has, you said they had someone on an island. They sent that one way deep back because sometimes that clear would get just a little too far away from Team Secret. Liquid would just throw it right back towards that Warren side of the net. And really wondering if they're going to keep that same structure here in game 3. Obviously, no reason to change it until, you see Team Secret beat it. And this is the way to do it. Again, just bring that ball down, slow down pace of play.
Yep.
No guarantee that that first man's getting through, but you need the time for your players to actually move upfield with you instead of just constantly needing, I have to go over to my own corner and grab boost as this one flicked off the corner, and that's a great stop.
It feels like it's always upfield. It's a 1v1 for Liquid versus Secret. And the mechanics have been there. Oski following in on the play, gets the call, looking for a hunting demo in the net. And KV1 will play it sharply off his own backboard. Sad trying to clear, but it's not there for Secret. Liquid will capitalize with the center, but nobody following up.
This time that strong clear down the pitch, absolutely a necessity, and trying to dot one lower left-hand side. Again, Team Secret well in position for it, and just missing the demos again, and it feels like if those start to come through as well for Secret, suddenly have a little bit more space to work with, you never know what's going to happen.
We're at about 2 minutes going here in game number 3. A 2-0 series lead for Liquid. Can Secret pull something out? Now fighting tooth and nail to their own corner. They don't have boost to play with. Low for everybody. Into the opposite wing we go. It's going to be a long clear for Liquid. Atal underneath. Oski gets the call. Looking for these 1v1s. Secret starting to read some of those challenges in the opposite end, and now they're getting out freely.
But he's got no boost. Sad really just keeping the pressure to keep it. Great KV1. Great job of managing the timing, but unfortunately a better angle from Oski to slow him down. Really trying to force those defenders towards the sidewall. Make it difficult for them to find the options in the midfield. And again, a little bit of physicality on Acronic, forcing them out to the side, trying to remove options from Liquid's counterattack.
Congesting the lane was pretty efficient in game 2, but time quickly dwindled away, and that OT is a stinger. But here we go, with Sadness trying to lead the charge. We're starting to see more contested on the counterattack. Secret are not letting Liquid get these recoveries and get upfield uncontested.
I don't understand why Knight just ripped that straight towards the corner. Had all the space in the world. And got one touch towards the corner and then can't dish it to anybody who can score it because no one's up the field yet. That's been the issue for me. Just not recognizing there is that time to take. Once that Team Secret counterattack, just a little 40 boost in the tank. Knight over 1, almost over 2. Chronic with a safety tap. KV1 is able to chop it down, and a toe coming across the goal line. Great stop, and now it's a hard counterattack for Liquid with some physicality. Trying to cut hard left near the post, and that's going to be saved away. Sad going to kick that one out to safety. Team Secret hold on to the slim lead.
Liquid are still here. They're still fighting, sending numbers up one at a time, peeling them off the rotation, and finding ways to become a nuisance for Team Secret. As 1-0 leads felt like more like 0-0 for the majority of this game 3. Liquid are pressing, and they're fighting and hunting for that opening goal. Acronic, beautiful redirect. Sad will close in on the play and keep this one out. Still the lead here for Team Secret.
Where do you go with this, Oski? That's the right idea. Straight off the ceiling to keep it close into the middle, and that's going to get tipped away off the ceiling. That one will get poked out to the safety of the corner. Team Secret still hanging on, not ready to give up just yet. Only 20 seconds to hang on.
And Liquid have not had the sidewall available. They've been having to go right up the gut. That's credit to Team Secret. Oh, that's a missed touch. Oski centers it back out. Atal didn't want the challenge. He was going to get bumped. 4 seconds to go. KV1 going to put this game away. Could he? Now you got to play all the way up the field, but it won't happen. GG's all around as Team Secret will find themselves a game.
You gotta start somewhere. Still, overall, I gotta say Liquid in the driver's seat, but sometimes being in the driver's seat isn't always enough. Team Secret is still a stingy team on defense, and they're a tough nut to crack. What is that? 8 saves, of course. Not messing around and saying you're gonna have to get a little something else going if you want to crack us. Well played, Team Secret. Got out in front early again. Just hang on to that lead the best you can. And again, if they just take a little bit more time, if they identify that time in that space, you really feel like they're going to have a much more dangerous counterattack available to them.
And this is the Team Secret roster that had that statistically stellar performance defensively. How good they were at Rotterdam, how good they've been so far at this event. That is what is needed against Liquid. You're going to have to win those 1-0 ball games that are very, very close down the stretch. When we start to see that game come around the bend, right, as the bell curve evens out, it was constant pressure in meeting the challenge of Liquid at midfield. We weren't seeing the sidewalls used anymore. Secret were able to get up and congest those lanes. You saw it, Chiefs, you called it out. There was no longer an opportunity for maybe those small gaps to be opened up where Liquid could start capitalizing and finding opportunities.
Yeah, gotta always be aware of what the options are for Team Liquid, and it felt like a lot of those opportunities really were just coming from Team Liquid consistently finding the ways to win consecutive challenges in a row. That's really where Team Secret was, the initial hump to get over was, okay, hang on, we got to kind of neutralize this a little bit, and after that, now it's just a matter of, okay, how do we start our own counterattack in an effective way? That's really what you're hoping to see continue to get refined if you're a Team Secret fan here in Game 4.
You can rip the page right out of Liquid's playbook. Just start sending numbers, constantly attacking the ball in the chase. That's a dangerous ricochet that careens its way around to the adjacent corner, and now you'll follow through. Chronic winning another big 50 as Liquid start off hot. We haven't had a goal yet, but it certainly feels like we're close to one. It's a Chronic will fall back in rotation. Boost now in the tank here for Liquid. But that's a giveaway, and Sad might punish just a bit off target.
Not a whole lot to work with, but definitely a half chance. That's where you really hope that you've got that precision shooting available to you to go into that top right-hand corner. Props to Team Secret for noticing that, yeah, there's people in the net, but this is the best choice, and definitely put them in the driver's seat early.
Numbers at midfield now for Secret. Oski will have to play through his own corner. There will be the clear. Atau slows it, held his reset for as long as possible, and that led way to immediate possession takeaway as Secret tried to punish through with just essentially bullying their way towards the net.
Team Liquid, they want those big crosses out of their own side. KV1 again. There's that pace adjustment from Team Secret. They want the dribbles, they want the air dribbles. I'm liking what I'm seeing, but is it enough?
I'm liking the placement from Secret, just a bit off target. That's a dangerous ricochet. That's how we'll get the rebound. Through the corner, Static wins another. That is a huge 50, but an even bigger save. And now comes the chance for a counterattack. It's off the demo, but he's off the post. It's a little bit too wide. A Chronic now gets taken out of the play. KV1 has to circle back at his own goal line, and there's numbers up for Secret. How does this not go in? Liquid have to be banging their head against the door, and nothing opens.
Yeah, it was definitely the initial flub. You had the 2-on-1. That one should have been scored, but after that, it was really just a towel. Okay, I need to hold on to this ball. I need to buy time. It's highly unlikely I score. Knight gets a kick one away out to safety. It's a tough one again. Team Liquid, now they're the ones with multiple opportunities. Huge challenge again, out to neutral space. Team Secret get themselves out of the cage.
Defense keeps you in game. Secret finally showing up, but the offense has to be able to meet that pressure. As Oski will try to find the clear, but now we start to see the numbers push up. Team Secret are taking these opportunities now that the sideball isn't available for Liquid, and with that, they're finding more presence at the midfield. A Chronic gonna try to continue this play and extend it, but he has no options, has to fall back in rotation.
Yeah, didn't really have much space to put that ball somewhere that was playable. So Team Secret kind of stuck into the counterattack. Now, I gotta say, I like counterattacking right up the middle a little bit more than off the sidewall, because it gives you the ability to cross up those defenders, move the ball left or right, and they kind of have to look at both. Easier to lose a mark that way, and I think Liquid definitely hold the edge in that regard, but right now, corner the safest place for the ball to be if you're Team Secret.
And we saw that counterattack segment right up the gut, really what Liquid were starting to refer to when they couldn't find the sidewall, they couldn't get down to the corner, and just flip it dangerously. It's a pinch, not a strong one though. The clear is there, Sadnet's gonna give it to KV1. We'll go now to his POV. Fennec, trying to find it off the back with a double tap. You gotta be joking! KV1!
You You can see it coming. KV1, look at him. You can see Oski just flipping back. He knows he's not going to be able to cut in and play defense. So he's like, okay, I'm going to track with you, and I'm going to put it all on you. You have to hit this real tight double tap. And KV1 says, oh, you sweet summer child. You've given it to me.
This is just a series of small adjustments, and Secret had the defense to boot. Now the offense is starting to kick into high gear. And this is where things get interesting. The sidewall's gone. We've hit it ad nauseum. We're going to hit it again. Team Liquid now have to find a way to create more offense other than just bullying their way through the corner. The mechanics haven't stepped up, but Team Secret have. We'll see if they can do it yet again. Back to the midfield line. We'll grab boost. KV1 will look for his teammates in rotation. Gives it on 1-2 give and go. Knights to the corner. He'll swing back out on rotation. Third man falls back. First man now pressing. Here comes the rotation. Oski tries to get it through, but he will do just that. And for the moment, it will stall out. Team Liquid don't have numbers up until Chronic finds the play.
Yeah, really nice bump as well. Chronic trying to lay one in and needs a little help. Oski was really thinking some touch was going to happen there. He was playing tight backside support, and ball just slowly rolled across the box. Did they give one up back the other way? It's a little too slow, a little too wide. Team Secret will not extend the lead.
Now, what do you do here if you're Liquid? Other than going right up the gut like we've seen a million times out of a million, Oski trying to close this one out. How do you approach this play? A Chronic trying to center, but nobody's there. What do Liquid need to change in the final minute?
There's your answer. Oh, they found the bump on the goal line. They gave him this. They gave him the shooting lane off the strong clear. And unfortunately, that secondary support coming through for Team Liquid, hard off the ceiling. Now if you're Team Liquid, now you're right. Now you need all the numbers. You can't afford to play passively. There's a double commit. That's what kind of happens when you're trying to get all three people going and forward and just trying to make some type of offensive push happen. You don't have the cleanest communication. You may just throw off the scent a little bit.
These touches are starting to get a little bit sloppy. Team Secret are capitalizing through the corner. Now they press. That demo's huge. The follow-up hit off the top bar. And yet again, the numbers continue. Under 20 to play here on Coliseum. If we're going to Champions Field, it's through the defense of Secret. Liquid, still hunting, still thriving for a goal. But that's a slow roller in the front of the box. Everybody calm. 6 to go. Liquid have to press, and they got to go. You get one swing upfield, and it's one chance at that.
Okay.
A Chronic through the corner. Attel will try to play it low. He has boost to keep this one up. It's front of the box. It's still up, Achieves.
Not over yet. Chronic, little floater, and finally just poked down. Get out of here. We're going to Champions Field. Oh, Team Secret, you never know, but they start off hot again, 2 games in a row on the board early. Actually, again, they're getting outshot. They're getting out-pressured. And that's what you mentioned, you know, that defensive stability. It's what gets them through these games. It keeps them in the tight ones. Another 1-0 victory for them. The reverse sweep well underway. And it's really just on Liquid. They have the right idea, I think. You said, how do you start cracking this one down? You know, they do send the force. They've got the numbers. They go for that hard bump in the net to try and maybe capitalize, create a shooting lane for that third man in the midfield to just rip one on target. And that's really what they're trying to do here in KV1. That's why you have them. The mechanics, you get them in one situation. That's all you need if you're Team Secret.
I don't think it can be overstated just how important the resolve is here from Team Secret in this series. Going down 2-0 very quickly. Pressure's now on your shoulders. How do you respond? They've limited the opportunities on offense. Liquid having to get more creative. It hasn't happened. But Team Secret's defense has pulled them through these close games. We're looking at 1-0 leads, 1-0 continuations. And now they find themselves on Champions Field. I mean, granted, this is for top seed in the group, but this is a massive match for both teams. And Secret have shown resolve that they needed to have against a powerhouse like Liquid.
That's that biggest adjustment as well. Team Secret managing the pace of the game just a little bit more. Slow it down. You don't have to rush everything, but that was an excellent cross from Liquid trying to start off hot, and they still may do it. The kickoff pays dividends. There's so much space to work with, and they just go right to left, left to right. And Team Secret can't keep up with it.
That's an open side ball. You tried to see a demo follow through, but a Chronic dodges it in time, recovers nicely back into the lane, and makes that L cut very sharply to give the advantage to Liquid.
And that wouldn't be there if the game hadn't just started. The positioning would have been completely different because everyone spreads out to all the sides of the field to go collect some 100 pad somewhere. And that's what Liquid does. They just kick that ball left to right. They win a few challenges and say, hey, there's the space. We'll take it, see what happens.
You're still thinking about the formalities of the opening kickoff before that one's in the back of your net.
Yeah.
You burn 30 seconds, already a 1-0 lead for Liquid. There's the musty. You got to save this one. You will. KV1 might give it right back to the boys in blue. Oski from the opposite corner, looking for the center. Bullied off the play, and you already see some of the pressure right now. A Secret don't want to give anything away for free, but a Chronic wants to turtle this one through.
Really cheeky idea from a Chronic, hoping maybe he could get a second flip reset to throw off that timing from Team Secret. You can also kind of see that adjustment from Liquid. They don't have that super tight second follow-up anymore that they know they have to give a little bit more ground because Team Secret started to move the ball on the defensive side a little bit better, try and trap it, so they need a little bit of that space to adjust to where that clear is going. And that's why you can see a Tao here. He's thinking, okay, can I have the time to cut this one down, or do I leave it for a Chronic? And Liquid just knows, okay, we have to give a little bit. We can't just take everything.
Secret are giving a lot right now defensively. They're allowing Liquid to press up. Numbers at a time. 2 on the split, 1 on rotation. The island is back. That's the common denominator. You got 335. Great catch on the bounce.
With a bomb.
Here's the follow-up. What a save! Oski with the save of the series to keep Liquid alive here in this Game 5.
Huge equalization denier. What a stop. Had a dude in his face as well. Not an easy play to make. And a floater across the middle. And that's a great bit of awareness from Sad. You know where the ball's headed. You know where the shot's coming from. You're able to cut down the passing lane. Excellent bit of defending.
KV1's going to play it low. Gets around 1. Numbers start to funnel into the play. Gives it to Knight. It's a slow touch. Soft at that off the bottom of the Fennec. And Knight will fly back to midfield, full in the tank. Boost is there. Team Secret have resources, and they have them handily, but no time, no expense now. As KV will put it back into play, into the corner on the blue half. Team Liquid now have to find that defensive prowess that Secret have had so far in this series.
A little too aggressive from Team Secret right now on offense, but actually this may turn out well. Knight, air dribble, there's the bump, and there's that support that comes out of the middle of the box and says, hang on, I'll help you out.
There's an inappropriate Rule 1 happening in the back of the net. Get back into the field. We got games to play.
We don't have time for this.
2:29 on the clock. Low in the corner. Oski trying to play it in the center. He'll find a Tao. What a pinch. Second touch there. Numbers back out. They escape. Closing in on the lane. Traffic around for Liquid. Sadness will pop it high. We've seen this before. Numbers not giving it away for free. The offense presses. The defense falls back. And there's the possession for Liquid through the corner.
Only touch there for a Chronic out to the safety of the corner. Sad hoping someone was going to be across the box there. Didn't really have a better option. And Liquid, now do you think about, okay, it's 2 minutes. Do we kind of go time waste mode? What do you want to do here? This is a very awkward part of the game. You'd like to extend the lead, but you know that time becomes a factor, and you never know. Team Secret and South American aggression may just come out of nowhere, and you may get counterattacked hard when you're not expecting it. Down in front, Oski just trying to keep the pressure going. That's a nice touch off the corner, but that's the one. They missed the challenge. Oski is forced into an awkward bit of control here. You have to buy time, and he does just that.
We're seeing both teams burn a lot of boost to stall the ball out at midfield. They're kind of testing the waters here. That pinch is absurd. As Team Liquid almost put a second on the board, time continues to dwindle away. Secret now have to find the offense where the defense carry the majority of that load. It's up to the offense to swing back out in full force. Sadness might get the call, but very quickly possession back for Liquid. From the ceiling, Oski flies into the play, was off screen for the moment, and a Chronic trying to keep this one lively as it's back to the 50-yard line. I don't know what's going on, but it's just been chaos on these transitions.
Nice dribble, great control. That's the one constant you've always been able to count on this entire series. Oski has been able to move the ball around the pitch at will. Toe trying to do the exact same thing. Awkward flip reset. I'm not sure if he actually got that flip there, and all things considered, it does waste time off the clock. Last chance here for Team Secret. Can't afford to be passive anymore. You gotta make something happen now.
These 50s are huge, trying to pull it back down to the ground, but Oski, we've seen this before. The demo is big. It's a 2-0 lead for Liquid. 28 seconds to play.
Gets the job done. One-on-one. Yep, just go for the air dribble bump, chip it high, force the defense to come to you, respect the option, try and force them up off the backboard, but at that point you've committed to going straight through the defensive lane, and Oski, great execution. You probably just sealed this one.
I mean, it feels like it was just light jabs throughout the majority of this Game 5. Both teams trying to find where their footing would stand. And there wasn't enough right now for Team Secret offensively in this series to pull them through these types of situations. The defense stepped up in 2 and 3. It carried them through 4. But in Game 5, the offense was nowhere to be found. And Liquid was just a little bit too much, just a little bit too quick, and a little bit too mechanical to put this one out of reach. And they might get one for the road, but it doesn't even matter. It's a 2-0 win. And with that, the series is done.
Well
deserved. 3-2 for Team Liquid.
Well deserved indeed for Team Liquid. Hard fought, to be fair. You thought maybe you had this one in the bag, but one thing cannot be denied. Throughout all 5 games of that series, didn't matter if they were winning or losing, they were the ones in the driver's seat.